Hello there! Unusual for us to do a video together, but I'm so glad that we are. And also unusual for us the fact that this is going to be probably the first of many to come.
Yeah.
Video tags. So, do you want to tell us why we're getting into this?
No. Because it's a secret project.
Exactly, you will find out. No, but the good excuse to do this today was that 23rd of August 1991, so 25 years ago, basically an entire ROB, was the day that the World Wide Web was made public, so everybody could access it. So it's 25 years again that has been going on, and I've lived through 19 of those 25 years. Do not do math now. It's just believe me on the word. So we decided to come up with a tag, as in we put together the details, the questions, and everything, and basically it's a journey to the past of the technology. It's
through our past, and then we want to know what everyone else's past is, because I think this is one of those things where everyone's start in a new technology is always funny and almost always embarrassing.
True, and also it's very nice to find out the different steps, because it's just 25 years. So if you think about it, it doesn't sound like that long, but I think that we will have elements of digital archaeology in here. So let's start off. So easy enough. What was the first time that you were online? Do you remember that?
If this is what I think it is, then yes. And I think my grandparents, the really old ones that do the marathon.
Yeah.
I think
the great grandparents then.
No.
Sorry.
I think they were the first people in my family to get internet, or if so, they just knew how to use it to entertain me and my sister, because I remember going onto the BBC websites, which had a kind of a interactive click to the next, kind of choose your own journey type thing, for the TV show Animals of Farthingwood, which is really depressing, and you should never watch it as a child. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was my first experience online. I'd say it's something that I was definitely doing, because my grandparents were like, yeah, just go do this. Because obviously the internet took 5 minutes to load the next page.
Yes.
So it keep me busy for a few hours.
That's fair enough. Do you remember the year, roughly?
I want to say 97, 98.
Oh wow, okay,
Yeah.
no, good stuff. I come from 97 as well. Because I'm a weirdo, I can tell you that it was the 24th of July 97. And that's why I'm dressed like this, because I found there are very little things that can tell 90s more than a Sailor Moon outfit, can't it? So yeah, I had my first computer 20 days before that. The internet didn't work for the first 20 days until someone actually came around and did the whole thing with the modems that used to be done at that time, until I heard that amazing sound, which I hope we can find.
Oh, yeah, no, I can get that.
And yeah, finally I was online. My first email address was very impersonal. At the time, you couldn't have, there wasn't anything like Gmail or stuff like that. So you would be given the default one by your phone provider, and that would be it. And at the time, because I was 14, and no math again, because my mom the contract was on my mom's name, my first email was isolia@teen.it. Because it was Isabella Solia.
Yeah.
What was yours?
Well, again, yeah, same thing. So first email address is when we first got DSL cable, which was with NTL, that got bought up by Virgin Media a long time ago. So yeah, I mean, it was just my dad set up for me, which was robin.goff@ntlworld.co.uk. I mean, my first email, as in the first one I ever made, was bobbingoo@msn.com.
Oh, MSN.
I was very proud of the fact that I managed to get an MSN.com, not a .co.uk, and then got really annoyed when someone hacked that account. I lost the password and had to switch to a live.co.uk. Never the same.
The waste. What was your first username, or, as they called it in the day, nickname?
I remember suggesting this question, and I don't think I thought of the answer, because my standard nickname for ages has been Bobbingoo, but I mean, I just stole that off of my dad, because that's his stage name, and he was lazy naming me, so I get to be Bobbingoo.
It's not lazy, it's a beautiful name.
I mean, yeah, that's trying to think of like what were my Habbo hotel names.
Your what?
My Habbo hotel nicknames. So God knows. Rob the Goth. Fuck.
I think.
Smash that pussy.
Funnily enough, the internet was the first place for me to use my middle name, because up until that point, it was all about my first name and my mom calling me by my first name, which you don't want to get into. And so, actually, my first nickname was my name and was Alicia. And
dangerous game.
I know, but because it wasn't on my documents, I knew that people couldn't track me, and that's why I'm also so easy in cutting down my names these days. After that, one nickname that I had and stuck pretty much, and actually Vera, my friend from Milan, is one of the reasons. You know how I remember meeting her because she was so nice talking English with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she remembers me the same way for another thing, which is this nickname, which is Scintilla, but the way that I write it. So it's SHENTYLLA, because it was the way for an English person to pronounce the Italian word for scintilla. Okay. So I knew that if it was written like that, an English person reading it in English would read it like the way we read it in Italian. So I never thought that it was so crazy, but apparently nobody uses that nickname as well. Like if you Google scintilla, everything that you find will be related to me. Okay, first operating system.
95.
95 too.
Yeah.
Good old times. What was the first search engine that you used to use?
Aha. See, I mean, it's a difficult one because you can either go off of the AOL internet program thing that you got with the free AOL discs they sent to everybody, and
really?
Some people even built houses out of them, I swear to God. But my first proper search engine I remember using and being like, oh yeah, like this is the reliable one, because there were so many at the time. First one I ever used was Lycos. I
remember seeing the advertisements for Lycos.
Yeah, it was the black dog that ran off and got what you wanted and then came back with it.
Yes, there was an advertisement for it in Sweet November, the film. Lycos was never quite popular in Italy. I think the first one that I was introduced to was simply Alta Vista. So I was there until Google came around. Okay. Communication was different in the Internet 1.0 because then they all went to what the Web 2.0 was with Facebook and stuff. So pre 2.0, what were your means and application of communication?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, we have Habbo Hotel, which actually, when you think about it, the implementation of that website seems very inefficient for a communication tool.
I don't know it.
I mean, it was basically an animated hotel with floors.
Okay.
And rooms, and it's actually one of like it was a freemium thing as well because you could buy Habbo coins but yeah, you'd be like in these rooms and it's basically a chat room, but it's an animated chat room where you had avatars.
Okay.
And it's like, I think that was kind of 2002, 2003-ish, which just seems like a very wasteful way to communicate when you're struggling with data bandwidth.
Already, yeah.
Other than that, then there was vampirefreaks.com for all the
forums, though.
Yeah, well, they had forums on there, but there's also kind of it's much more like Facebook actually, where you actually profile pages. But mostly we hung out on the bulletin board, which we just kind of hijacked as our own personal chat room.
Okay.
And then anyone who tried to come in and be like and post anything else, we just told them to fuck off and get the fuck out of our room.
My age comes out in these things. I think I was one of those that had ICQ. Actually, my unique internet number was still a 7-digit one, which I still remember, 4780196.
That's it, you're getting hacked now. You're going to get hacked.
Oh, I can't.
Too much. You can't reveal your personal information.
I can't access that anymore. And
the hackers can.
I remember vaguely using Powwow, which was the very, very old great grandfather of Skype to do voice via IP. I was really devoted to IRC.
Tell me if that's still going.
Yeah, Internet Relay Chat is still there. It's very underground.
Yeah.
Actually, if you're looking for, I suppose, the elite of the internet, you would still find some of those on IRC. The next question is, what was your first encounter with adult site? Is his fault? He thought about it. I'm not.
I mean, I got to be very simple on this one, which was going to Google, search free porn, click on first result, which was freeporn.com, get virus, get grounded.
I suppose that's what every boy did the first time that he connected to the web. Yeah. No, I am much more complex than that. I suppose I give in to the fact that us girls are so much more into narration and stuff like that, because most recent thing, if I were to think, would be the way that a lot of fanfiction derailed. It shouldn't be, but I remember first approaching fanfictions in the early noughties, and they were Buffy fanfictions. They would go so much into the dark that we cannot. It's better left that way.
You just age gate the video. Yeah.
First game online. I put this because I was a maniac and I used to love, well, what was the old, again, grandfather of MMO RPGs, which were MUDs, multi-user dungeons, and it was all text. It was like looking at the teletext on your TV. So people always wondered, if you're doing an RPG that way, how does it even make sense? Because you're just reading stuff. Again, give me stuff to read that I can imagine. And it was also short stuff, because again, you would think that I'm an avid reader otherwise, which I'm really not, but again, dyslexia. But that, because it was everything was short, it was amazing. I had a psionic that was so cool on Clessidra in Italy.
I remember seeing a post recently on Reddit, which was a guy asking, hey, I really want to get into Dungeons and Dragons, but if I could do it single player and preferably online, that would be great.
It's a mud.
Yeah.
What was your first game online?
I mean, if we're talking about a game I played on the internet, then there's all the Flash games.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I even made a Flash game at some point.
Really?
Yeah.
I sucked at Flash.
Oh man, was Flash so inefficient. By the time you got to level 8, I had 8 assets running around the screen on random trajectories. It broke down to 3.
No, I could never even afford Flash. I salute you. Flash was never my language, unfortunately. What was the first MP3 you downloaded versus what is the last song that you listened to streaming? Because it's still something 25 years going. Sure. That is still there. It started there and it's still there, and it doesn't matter how much they try to kill it. Hello, Napster. It's still there. It will always be there now.
I mean, I remember my first MP3 player. Because I found out about the iPod and it was massive and how much it cost, and thought that was really stupid. So I just got a 128 megabyte MP3 player, and I just put like 2 CDs on it, I think, at first.
Yeah.
Then I think the first thing I ever downloaded was a Tenacious D. Well, not even an album, because this is before torrent, so I was downloading song by song off of LimeWire.
Of course.
So probably it was Tenacious D Tribute or something like that, because that's what I was into when I was 13. The MP3 player got filled with parody songs. There's like a metal version of the Imperial March and...
Okay, interesting. What's the last one streamed?
I streamed those the other night when I put on Massive Attack.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Massive Attack Angel.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Which, funny enough, from the 90s.
Yeah. My first MP3 downloaded was actually an MP3 that someone sent me. I didn't know what MP3 were at the time. Again, we're talking 97. And it was... what's that cover version, that cover hip-hop version that they did of The Police, Every Breath You Take?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll find the title
LP,
and put it there. But yeah, that was the first one that I remember, and I was like, I don't even have something on my computer to play this format, so I had to go and download Winamp, and then the magic happened. Last song that I heard on streaming was Calliope by The Veils, because I put it on yesterday, because hey, The Veils have a new album coming out! I will be specific about that, maybe in the Google and stuff, but yeah! In the same fashion, do you remember about the first video that you watched or download online?
Hell yeah.
What was that?
It's got to be Red vs. Blue, episode 1.
Oh wow!
Because again...
Oldie but goldie.
I mean, it's still running.
Yeah.
But I mean, I started watching it when it first came out, so back in 2003. This is way before YouTube, and I think way before kind of the first initial video hosting sites.
Yeah.
You got like Albino Black Sheep and some other ones that existed around the same time, and they weren't This is a time when there weren't native video players in browsers, so you had to download the 100 by 100 pixel WMV file from them.
Yeah.
Actually, if you used QuickTime, it would stream it.
Yeah.
But what would be the point? Because
it would stream it though, because literally it was downloading it and it was allowing you to play it just in between, because different from the AVI files, they didn't need to be finished to actually be readable, but that was the only thing.
Yeah, still going today, and I'm waiting for season 14 to finish now, so I can go back and watch it all at once.
What's the last thing that you watched then?
Last night, streaming Sherlock in bed.
Oh yeah, true.
Because I got bored wanting Sherlock, so I just got a free trial for Netflix. Because that's things we can do now. Like, I want access to pretty much all TV and movies for a month now.
Yeah.
Done.
I think video-wise, at the very beginning, it was really, at my beginning, it was really hard to come across videos. There were the Disney official websites that had little samples of like songs from the cartoons, but again, samples, because then you had to download it and stuff. I might have downloaded something from Hercules at the time. I love it. The songs there are really good. They really are.
It's soul music. It's all soul music.
Yeah. And so, it was that. But it was, again, really, really short stuff. And if you ever aimed to get the full video of something, you were in. MTV still was in business because of that, I suppose. Last thing that I watched online, I think, apart from checking my videos being alright, I think it was Sherlock as well. Well, no, Friends. I was watching Friends. First online friend.
I don't know. That's like, it's not like I'm still friends with them.
The asociality of it all. What's mine? Let me.
I didn't even know their names. We still just use nicknames. No one gave out their real names. So.
Yeah, that's true. I think still there. No, but Internaut was the first place where I realized that people could stand talking to me for more than 5 minutes if they weren't looking at me. No, seriously. And that's the first time that I actually started to have friends that I could speak for hours. People that actually stayed friends for years, and then I suppose just the walk of life runs you in different directions. First and last, online purchase. Because let's be honest, most of what I buy today comes from there.
Yeah. I mean, the first online purchase I ever made, I wouldn't have been able to do until I had a debit card, which I didn't have until I was 19. Because that's when I moved out and found it necessary to have one.
In fairness, my first one, I actually had my mother get a credit card specifically because I wanted to get something.
The only time I can really remember buying things online back then was after I got my e-cig and I needed to order e-liquid. Well, no, it's not even about where I lived. Like, you just couldn't buy them in shops back then.
But what year was that, though?
2009.
My first thing bought online was in October 2000, and it was my domain, alicia.it. That's why I got my mom to get a credit card, because they were opening the .it domains to the public, and so I knew that I could buy one. At the time I wanted to buy cranberries.it, but they wouldn't, I don't know why.
Dolores.it.
Yeah, basically. So I was like, well, I think Alicia is nice, and I like the idea of having Alicia at Alicia. There you have it.
I mean, last thing I bought was, this stuff, all this filming equipment. Because every time I get paid, I just buy 50 quid worth of stuff I can get off eBay for $10 each.
Last thing I've bought, I buy literally everything online nowadays. I think the last thing that I did was actually ordering food. It was literally the food from Ocado. So literally everything that I can think of comes from online. But because there is so much more choice, and you can find such better deals, and fair enough, because they don't have to have a physical place where to stock it and where to pay rent. First MySpace account. When? How long it lasted? What were you doing there? How many hearts did you break?
I thought you say how many hearts did you get? I was like, I don't remember hearts being a feature of MySpace. When I was 15, probably 15, because I needed to. My friends wouldn't go on vampirefreaks.com, which was my main source. So to be friends with the people I mean, it was like Facebook now. I was just friends with the people who I knew in real life, and then I went elsewhere to find the rest of the world. I think it still exists. It's just
it turned out into something weird. Rob Golf was there.
Because Sony bought it for $500,000 or something really sad. Or maybe it was even 500 million, but they were at some point worth 4 billion or something.
Yeah.
And then who bought it off Sony? Yahoo? And then didn't
Possibly,
Yahoo get bought by someone recently?
Yeah, and they didn't do anything with it really. No, I didn't have MySpace until it was 2004. And I remember at the time I was very much into hacking designs. I have a very dark past as a web designer, so my favorite feature of that thankfully Facebook stopped was to hack the pages with code and so make them look like nothing.
Oh yeah, I did that as well.
That was on MySpace. I did that for my personal profile, and I remember then a few years later when I started working in Milan, we needed a website to sort of make a conglomerate of the rebellious people of the office. And at the time the most popular one was still MySpace, so they then charged me with doing the old graphic that was all moldy stuff, delivering the idea of everything is so rotten in here.
To be fair, you could just flat out steal the HTML code from any website, post it into your profile picture and make some monster.
Yeah, but I never liked it. I liked it to create. I genuinely liked it to create. When did you open your first Facebook account?
2008 actually, so very early on. Like literally back in the day where it was your wall.
Yes, but I beat you.
I know you beat me.
2007. Oh.
I know you beat me, but I beat all my friends. Because I remember just MySpace was just dying.
Yeah. Actually, no, MySpace, in my time, MySpace was still the main thing. I just had Facebook sitting there for like a year before I started. I came to London and I started using it. They told me about it when I was still in Italy, and I was like, okay, I'll make one, but...
Yeah, I had one, and then I think about 2 years later, everyone else was on it, so I was like, oh, fuck it, fine, I'll get a Facebook account. I went on there and went, yeah, I already have one of these. Okay,
fantastic.
Convenient.
What was the first YouTube account that you had? And if you did, what was your first video?
Well, the first YouTube account that I made was the account that I have now that I don't use, which is just Robin Goff, my name, and the first video I put on it was one of the first fire spinning videos I ever made.
Love it. Thank you. So graceful. My first, okay, get ready, sit down. The first YouTube account that I made wasn't this one, wasn't Gingerly Ginger. Was a weird hybrid that lasted for like 6 months, and I did a few videos in there, but nobody can find them again now. And it was called Miss November Full, because I tried Miss November, but at the time, if the nickname wasn't okay, you would add a food or something like that to the nickname. And I opened it because I thought that maybe doing makeup tutorials could have been an idea. However, I can go proud to say that even before being that, I think there was the default account, which was Scintilla for me, and the first video that I ever uploaded was in 2007, and it was the first video that I ever did the direction for. I was the director. And we tried, me and 2 friends of mine tried to put that together in 3 weeks while I was on holiday from work. It actually worked so well that at the time it became the official video for that band, which at the time was signed with Universal. But we'll leave it that there because there are things that are better left forgotten.
I mean, to be fair, there's a video of me somewhere on the internet where I tried to poison a hippie.
What was your first mobile phone, and when, or what was your first smartphone, if there are 2 different things?
Well, the first mobile phone I ever had was Nokia 3310.
Oh.
Now, for the first 12, 13 years of having mobile phones, I went purely off of hand-me-downs from my family.
Okay.
So if I was lucky, my dad would have just upgraded his phone so I could have his old one. If I was unlucky and I lost whatever one he'd given me, then that meant I had to switch over to whatever spare one is from the generation before.
My first one was bought in summer '98 because I was taking the exams every summer because I was homeschooled, and that year it was like, okay, because you're gonna do the exams in another city, we're getting a mobile so that we can stay in touch. Didn't really matter because my mom came with me anyway in the end, but okay. And it was the Nokia Chameleon, the 6110.
Oh yeah.
So beautiful, so expensive for nothing. The only game in there was Snake.
Yeah.
And my first smartphone, I came in pretty late actually. I was very resistant. I was a devotee of Nokia for a very long time. And
But you didn't go for the Windows phones.
I waited until 2009 to get my first iPhone.
Ugh.
What was your first smartphone?
Samsung Galaxy Ace 2. Because my ex-girlfriend got the Galaxy Ace, and I was like, oh, cool, yeah, smartphones are actually quite useful. Kept stealing it all the time, and then I had to one-up her.
Right.
So I just got the next model.
Let's close this with the whole meaning of the last 25 years and next 25 years to come. What is the first thing that you looked for on the internet, as in, I need to learn this and I don't know where else to find the knowledge? And what is the last one?
First thing the internet taught me to do was how to love. No, I mean, my technology breaks all the time. And when I was a kid, it used to break because I used to want to find out how it worked, and I would take it apart and then fail at putting it back together again. So I think the first thing my computer ever taught me to do was draw up schematics for the original Xbox so I could replace the DVD drive from it.
Wow, I feel so useless. The first thing that I looked for was how to crush the Ballad Garden in Final Fantasy VIII when you had certain cards that would spur a glitch that wouldn't allow that to happen, and so you would be stuck at chapter 3. Last thing that the internet taught me, I think, was strangely enough, it's about games. I really don't game that much. I don't know why, but it was yesterday I was trying to find something that would tell me how to find the treasures in World of Warcraft because I need to still get the trainer achievement. I think that was the last one. Yeah. What was your last one?
How to do this. I mean, this is what I've been doing for the past few months, is learning how to set scenes, make shots. Hopefully, I mean, I can't be behind the camera to check whether or not we're both in focus. I'm guessing we are.
Mostly.
If anyone has any tutorials on how to focus yourself from in front of the camera,
very, very well welcomed. Okay, I think we might have blubbered long enough, so thank you for watching this far. I really appreciate
40
it.
minutes.
Yeah, but you'll get it down. And now please join us in remembering the archaeology time of your digital life. So to begin with, I would really, really love for some people of the amazing London Small YouTubers group to come and join me and let me know what their experience is, because we're all also very different age groups. So to find out what is your first time and your archaeology about internet, it will be really interesting. So if you would like to join me in this, it would be really amazing.
Who are you going to tag?
I think I'm gonna tag. Can I tag how many you want?
2.
Okay. I was gonna go crazy. One, I would like to tag Lucas. He's an actor and does always very interesting stuff. And I really would like actually to learn more, because I've always had the temptation of getting into acting, but always had if I ever have the voice that tells me you suck at this, and you know I don't have it quite often, the one thing that I have it for is acting. So I've always been tempted but never actually done it. So Lucas is very inspiring to me in that sense. And the other one is Laurie, because Laurie is gonna make everything fun. And so I really want to see how Laurie tells me about her archaeology digital story. Okay, so I can't wait to see what you're going to tell us.
However, if you watch this video and you're part of the London Small YouTubers, then please make a tag video, a different one, and feel free to tag us.
Absolutely. And you know what? If this brought you back memories when we were talking about, I don't know, ICQ, when we were talking about MySpace, and you know what, you should make this tag and reply and leave a comment and let us know so that we'll go and watch it, and we'll just go remembering the last 25 years and be grateful for the next 25 to come on Internaut Day.
Video responses on YouTube, remember those?
Exactly, those are something that I miss. The genie is still in the teacups, by the way.
So like and subscribe.
So like and subscribe. Hello everyone, this is Ginger, and as of today I have a very special announcement to make.